Hello again. Continuing on week 4 still. I'm on pages 9 and 10. Week 4 math. I-ready pages 9 and 10. Okay. Using unit rates to compare ratios. Continuing with unit rates and ratios. This is what page 9 looks like. This is what page 10 looks like. Okay, I'll probably help you out with problems 1 and 2, and 3 and 4, and you'll be responsible for 5 and 6. Don't do number 7. Let's just cross that out right now. Don't do number 7 on page 10. Does not exist. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4, page 9, get out in front of you. We're going to start on this one together. Again, starting to move a little bit faster, so always email me with your questions. Put them in the comments here if you want to, but it's going to be easier if you just send me an email directly. Remember, it's the longest one in the world. Start typing my name, S-H-A, and then I'm pretty sure it'll come up, and look for the longest one in the world. That's mine. All right, problem number 1. Solve each problem, show your work. That's what the instructions tell us. Shanti. Let's change it to Shanti. First off, let's fix that. They put Sean by accident. It's supposed to be Shanti, I think. Shanti sells 36 vehicles in 4 weeks. Brett sells 56 vehicles in 7 weeks. Who sells more vehicles per week? Underline what it's asking of us. Circle what you already know. It is asking us who sells more vehicles per week. Per, remember, per equals 1. Circling what I know what Shanti has done, and I know what Brett has done. Now we got to figure out how much they would each sell in just 1 week. So let's start with this. Shanti, I'm going to write Shanti down, and then I'm going to write Brett down. Okay, so I just wrote Shanti and Brett. Now I'm going to write what I already know about them. 36 over 4 weeks and 56 over 7 weeks. 36 vehicles, 4 weeks. 56 vehicles in 7 weeks. This is just me taking notes down so I know what I'm working with. Now remember what we did on our last one. We were doing tables, but I decided to make it a little quicker, okay? So instead of doing tables and drawing that out every single time, just use division. It's the same steps you're gonna be doing, division and multiplication, right? So that's the practice that we're gonna start doing more and more often. So Shanti sold 36 vehicles in 4 weeks, but I wanna get to per week. I wanna get to just 1 week. So I would take 36, I would divide it by 4, and that would give me the number of vehicles sold in 1 week. And I'm going to write the same exact thing for Brett there. And I'm just going to fill it in with his numbers instead of mine. Brett sold 56 over the course of 7 weeks, which tells me how many vehicles for 1 week. I hope you can see those. Let's use our calculator or your cell phone. Where's my calculator at? Somewhere over here. Here it is. 36 divided by 4 is 9. So I sold 9 vehicles in 1 week. Brett did 56 over the course of 7 weeks. Brett sold 8 vehicles in 1 week. Who did better? Or let's just say, who sold more vehicles in 1 week? Going back to what it's asking us, who sells more vehicles per week? Write in a full sentence. I'm going to leave the name blank, but we've just did the math together, so you can figure it out your own. Blank sells more vehicles per week. Who is it? I just wrote it right here. Blank sells more vehicles per week? Who did? Okay? You can fill it in there. Let's get to the second part of the problem, or number 2. Number 2, the table shows gas mileage of 2 vehicles. Which vehicle travels more miles per gallon? Underline what it's asking you. Don't circle what you know. And the only reason I'm saying that this time is because our word problem here is quite short. What you know is already given to you on a table in this instance. They don't always set up a table for you, but they did here. So we're comparing 2 vehicles, a pickup truck and a minivan. A pickup truck can go 120 miles with 8 gallons. A minivan can go 180 miles with 10 gallons. Okay? But we need to figure out the per gallon. How much for 1 gallon? 1 gallon of tank. 1 gallon of gas. So let's do our math on that. Okay, I'm going to set it up the same. Pickup truck, minivan, 120 miles, 8 gallons. 180 miles, 10 gallons. I just took this table information here and I wrote it down right there. Following what I did up here, I'm using the same method. I'm going to take how many miles it is divided by the number of gallons. And we say, well, why am I dividing it by gallons? Why am I dividing it by that number? Because it's telling me per gallon. It's asking me to get down to the 1 gallon. So I'm going to take my 120 miles divided by 8 gallons. And then I would do the same thing for the second problem on my minivan, okay, the second part of it, which is 180 miles divided by 10 gallons. Okay, again, I'm just following the same steps I did for the first one. 36 and 4, 36 divided by 4 equals 9. 120 and 8, 120 divided by 8 equals 56 divided by 7. Now I'm going to do 120 divided by 10. Let's do the math on that real quick. Okay, 120 divided by 8. 15. That would be 15 miles per 1 gallon. Well, let's do it again for the minivan. 180 divided by 10 equals 18 miles per 1 gallon. Going back to what it's asking us, which vehicle travels more miles per gallon? So which one has more? Could you go further on the pickup truck? Or could you go further on the minivan? Which one has more? Gonna go ahead and start writing that sentence out. Blank travels more miles per gallon. And I just wrote it right up there. Who travels more miles in 1 gallon? Who travels more? Is it my pickup truck? Or is it my minivan? Go and fill in your answer and write your full sentence there. I'm going to skip number 3. I think you're capable of doing it on your own. Let's go to number 4. It's got the table there. Show us for again. This table, you guys can see it. This table shows the time it took 2 athletes to run different races. Who ran fastest? What is it asking me? Who ran fastest? So I got my information here. I'm gonna put it in the same format that I just did right up here. Okay, I'm gonna start with Alan, and then I'm gonna write Lindsay, and I'm gonna write these numbers down. Now I want you to pay special attention to this one because the way I'm gonna set it up might look a little different than I had in the last time. So according to my table, I'm actually gonna put my meters first and then my seconds second, okay? So in this case, I put the miles and the gallons, right? I put the miles first and then the gallons right after. Now I'm gonna put the meters first and then I'll put the seconds after that. So I'm gonna put 200 meters and 28 seconds. 400 meters, 60 seconds. You might be asking, why? Why did you want to put the seconds after? Why'd you switch them? They weren't like that last time. The reason I switched them is because I'm getting it back down to time. Who ran it faster? It's not telling me who ran the furthest distance. It says who ran it faster. So I need to get down to time. So I know that I need to divide by my time on the second one. That's gonna get me to the per. How far did they run in 1 second? So let's do the math on that. I'm gonna plug those numbers into my calculator. Let's see what I come up with. Nope. 200 divided by 28 seconds. Oof, give me this big long number. Just take the first few. So we're just gonna 7.14. It's got a 2 after that, which means I would round down. So I'm just gonna leave it right there. So Alan ran about 7.14 meters in 1 second. Let's do the same thing again for Lindsay. Lindsay ran 400, and I'm dividing that by 60 seconds. 6.6, well, I just would take the first few, 6, and then stop there. And the next number is over 5, right? So I'm going to round up, 6.67. Okay. So I've done my math all the way down to the end again. Lindsay ran, and that's not an equal sign, that's about 7.14 meters per second. And Lindsay ran about 6.67 meters per second. So who ran faster? Who covered more distance in 1 second? Who ran further? Not further, I should say. Who ran faster? Which rate was faster? This one, it's going to be Alan, right? Alan, because she covered more ground in 1 second. This one only covered about 6+ meters. She ran over 7 meters in 1 second. So I'm going to write your full sentence out. Blank, I just said it, but you know what it is. Blank ran faster because she or he ran further per second. Blank ran faster because she ran further per second. Okay, I've done 1, 2, and 4 with you. You're responsible for 3, 5, and 6. Don't do number 7. We're gonna call that like it doesn't exist. That's not real. Okay. 3, 5, and 7 are on your. No, 3, 5, and 6. You're on your own. Have a good afternoon, guys.